Hi everyone, we're back again for another puppy diary. We are in a different location because my room looks like a bomb at the moment. So we're gazing out at the front of my road now, which is a lovely view, I'm sure. Cali is here. She is on the sofa. You can even see her. There she is. Quite happily snoozing, as always. And woofing. We're having a bit of difficulty because it's very stormy outside right now. You've moved. The winds have picked up quite a bit, and our letter box is flapping with the wind, so it's making a bit of a banging noise. So that's what she's barking at. So if you hear her, that's what she's doing. So I'm trying to think of what's happened this week. What did we do last Saturday? Callie? Oh, yeah, we did rally on the Commons in Donaghadee, of which we only got one good round out of her because she just sniffed the entire time, because it's grass and she finds it slightly harder to do rally on grass. And then, well, before that, her and I had gone for a nice long walk, nearly to the lighthouse, but not quite to the lighthouse. And did that, then did rally, and then we then went up to Crawford's Burn and did our pip grip there, where we did some left turns and recall stuff, and it was lovely and empty because it was slightly rainy and there's showers on and off, so that tends to just empty everyone out of the place, which is awesome. So we had the place basically all to ourselves. So that was perfect. So we had all that, and she did good, and then I accidentally trapped on her leg, and that was a squeal. Nothing's broken, thankfully, but I think it was just a bit sore, so I just rubbed it and made sure it wasn't swollen or anything. She shouldn't have run in front of me whenever I was running, because what had happened was her back leg was stretched out as she was running, and she'd zoomed in front of me and I couldn't stop my foot, and it just went down on her back leg. So bit sore, but everything's fine. Trying to think, we've not really done a lot. We had some fun with the Devisons. Yeah, you did. And then you pooped in their house, of which we will talk about in a minute. I went up to the Devisons' house a couple of days ago, and they all decided to let them have a play, but monitor it. So all three of us were there monitoring this with toys and leads and stuff, just in case. And we chucked the toys out and then gently let the dogs off after they paid attention to us. So they were sort of focused on us, they could do. And they weren't just all focused on dog. So we then let them off, and they had a whale of a time. They really did. Thankfully Cali wasn't too over the top, which I was worrying about because she tends to be crazy in your face, but I think that's starting to come down now. I can only presume that was just her puppy face of love me, you must love me and touch me. But she started to respect dogs a little bit more. So whenever she went into play, I was initially a bit worried of her tumbling them over and just legs all over the place. Oh. Sorry, I'm knackered. I did a Samwide and it took nearly 4 hours. So that's why my hair's a bit of a mess, and you just see wisps of hair because I look a bit crazy. So I was initially a bit concerned, but thankfully she managed to control herself, and we had plenty of tug toys, so her and Bodhi decided to have a really good tug. It was a really, really good tug as well. I haven't seen her have such a good tug with another dog ever. I'm in a wheelie chair if you can't tell. I'm very, very easily distracted. So they had a good tug, and she sort of ran about with Leisha and stuff like that. Except Brody's decided he's got the hots for Cali. Don't you? She's got a bit of male attention. Whether it's wanted, it's not wanted. It's really not wanted. Basically the entire time Brody's trying to hump her, which is a bit ridiculous because she's not even. Well, her season's due around December time. Although I'm not gonna let her have another season because of what happened with the first one, which I'm not going to explain because you should have watched the videos. So we'll see what happens with that. I do have to get her neutered about September, October time, hopefully, if I can get her booked in. So, yeah, after the play, we then went into the house and we were looking in at the sitting room area, and Cali was in about sniffing, which is fine. She sniffs everything all the time, and plus the dogs, Alicia and Brody had been in there, so she was probably just sniffing them. And then I think, hold on, you're sniffing a bit too much for my liking. So I start calling her and she just keeps sniffing. I'm like, oh, maybe it's just a really good sniff, because they also have a cat as well. So I thought maybe she's just sniffing for the cat. And then she squatted and took a poo on their nice fluffy fleecy rug. And I was in shock. So she's had a couple of wee accidents. She had an accident 2 weeks ago when Carol's upstairs. I presumed I just didn't see the signs of her wanting outside. Plus we were upstairs and she's a little bit, well, she's not a little bit, she's not up there a lot. And I presume maybe she just wasn't quite sure of where she was, and that is no excuse. She should have gone to the door. She knows where the door is and she should have gone to the door. I'm being too nice. But I can only presume what she did in their house was just overexcitement, and she must have forgot to do a poop whenever she was outside. So yeah, she pooped in the Devison's house, and it was so nice and clean. And then you pooped. Thankfully it was a solidish poop. You just go it was so embarrassing. She's nearly 1. She's like a week away from being 1. What, today is the, I don't know what today is. Today is not the 10th. Today is today's the 4th. So this time next week, Cali will be 1. There's a calendar right there. Cali will be 1 this time next week. And she took a poo in the Devison's house. Like, come on. That is bang out of order. But anyway, I can only presume it was just overexcitement because she'd been playing with the dogs and been doing... Shush, I'm talking. That's all I can think it was, really. So, one of those things. But after that, then we decided, because we were so close, we decided to go to Downpatrick. Excuse me again. Decided to go to Downpatrick, pick up a friend, and go to Newcastle for the day. Which all was a very good plan, if the weather had cooperated. It just rained the entire time. It just rained. And it wasn't even like, I don't care if it's mizzle. Mizzle basically doesn't touch you. And if you've got a decent coat, you basically don't feel it. No, but this was like raining at like a slant, and it was in your face. And because the tide was so high as well, there wasn't a beach. There just wasn't any beach at all. There's like some grassy fuzz at where the beach ended to where the stairs are, up to the footpath again in Newcastle, and that was it. There was just that, stairs, grassy fuzz, water. So she couldn't even have a paddle on the beach, which is sad because she likes the beach. But even though it was absolutely disgusting weather, we decided to get an ice cream nevertheless, because we're determined. Got an ice cream. She got an ice cream, which was xylitol free. And then we went back in the car, dried her off, and went back home, because that's all you can really do in a day like that. Have a walk around the promenade and then go home. But that's it, really. We haven't done much. And this Saturday we are... So Carol is away. I've forgotten where she is away to, but she's away. Gareth is away to a doggy course in England somewhere. So the Devisons, me, and Joanne, who owns Poppy, the little bichon frise, we've all decided to congregate together and go for a dog walk in Castle Ward, because I haven't been there since I was probably like P5 for like a school trip. So we're going to go and do that, because sometimes it's nice just to congregate together out of like training hours and just do something nice. So we're all going out there, and then we're all going up to one of our houses. I think it's the Devisons, because their house is the closest, so we'll go up to their house and then have tea, cake and coffee, which is good, because I've got something up my sleeve. I hope the Devisons don't walk. No, they won't see this before they walk. Haha. I'm going to bake something, and it's going to be gluten-free, and it's going to be tasty. Going to make something for the little tea and coffee bit, because I'm weird and I can't eat whatever I want to eat anymore. So, that's about us recapped. Oh, and we found Callie's new favourite toy, which she likes to bring whenever someone comes through the door, and it's a bit grubby, so do excuse me, it has to be washed. This is Sock Monkey. I got him whenever we were in in Ballymoney. I got him when I was in Ballymoney, and he's a little sock monkey, and he's very cute. Got little spots on him, and he squeaks, but I'll not squeak him right now because she's sleeping. So Sock Monkey is now her favourite toy ever, and he's really soft as well. But yeah, that's about us. Oh, and I've got Sprats. I've bought a bag of Sprats because why not? I feel bad that I've never let her have them. I've never let her have them because I'm afraid they'll stink, but I'll just use them outside. So I haven't given them to her, but I will give you an update maybe next week if I've opened them on how she likes them. I'm going to presume she likes them because I haven't seen something she doesn't like yet. But we'll see. Okie dokie. See you next week. Bye.